its reign of terror spreads across half of a continent. Its preferred method of killing is by strangulation. It destroys in order to survive. Its existence is almost parasitic. Celestris orbiculatus, otherwise known as Oriental bittersweet. Oriental bittersweet is an aggressive, highly invasive vine spreading all across the Mid-Atlantic. It poses a serious threat to wildlife as it strangles up throughout trees and causing them to die. It affects areas such as this, like White Clay State Park. You can see it all over various types of trees.
Mature Oriental bittersweet can be identified by its white, scaly, snake-like bark. The leaves of bittersweet have an alternate pattern and a glossy look. The shape, however, varies, ranging from a teardrop shape to nearly round. Oriental bittersweet also produces red-orange berries, which birds eat and then spread throughout their habitat, further expanding the reach of this species. As the vine grows, it winds itself around the bark and up through the branches, where it will expand throughout the canopy. As it spreads like wildfire above, it dominates the canopy, stealing sunlight from the understory that native plants desperately need to grow. However, Oriental bittersweet does not just invade, it destroys. As it wraps around the bark, it can become embedded into the tree, essentially girdling it. When removing Oriental bittersweet, the scars can be visible, leaving deep lacerations spiraling upwards. Oriental bittersweet is a perennial vine native to Eastern Asia, primarily China, Japan, and Korea. It was brought to North America in the mid-1800s to be sold as a decorative plant. Since then, it has spread all across the eastern United States, and it has become a true threat to the native ecosystem. Despite the immense damage it is causing, plant nurseries in some regions are still continuing to sell Oriental bittersweet. In addition to destroying trees, Oriental bittersweet impacts the native environment in a variety of ways. To gain a better understanding of the sheer impact bittersweet has, we spoke with esteemed entomologist and author of Bringing Nature Home, Doug Tallamy. Here is what he had to say when we asked, why is Oriental bittersweet so invasive?
And this is common to most of the invasive plants we have here. First of all, it comes from a part of China, of Asia, that has very similar growing conditions. So it's already adapted to the rainfall and the latitude and the temperature. It is here without any of its natural enemies. So the diseases and the insects so it can grow like crazy, and all the ecological constraints are removed.
Additionally, we asked Dr. Doug Tallamy why Oriental bittersweet poses such a threat to native forest ecology.
It's a vine, it climbs trees, and unlike some of our native vines, like native grape and Virginia creeper, it girdles our trees, it strangles them essentially, and weakens them, and then you get an ice storm, and in their weakened state, they come tumbling down. When you look at you walk through White Clay Creek and you look at the trees that fall down during the wintertime, they're always covered with bittersweet. It's a tremendous additional weight to these trees, and when they're girdled, it cuts off the cambium layer, the living layer of the tree, and a lot of the areas above that die. So in other words, it's killing our trees, and that really impacts everything else that depends on those trees. So, for example, if a bittersweet kills a young oak, that oak has the potential of supporting 557 species of caterpillars. And now you've replaced it with a plant that supports no species of caterpillars. So that's the type of impact that we're talking about here.
In order to remove Oriental bittersweet, it must be cut at a higher point and then again closer to the root. To cut Oriental bittersweet, you can use hand clippers, loppers, a tree saw, or even in some extreme cases, a chainsaw. After it is cut out, an herbicide must be painted on the root stump. This will ensure that the root of the vine dies, preventing it from recurring. When removing Oriental bittersweet, it is important to remember not to pull on the dangling vine. Although it may be tempting to just tear it off the tree, these vines can be extremely heavy and could cause serious bodily harm.
Despite its name, Oriental Bittersweet has proven there is nothing really sweet about it. This strong, resilient vine is a killer, and those in the environmental field are calling on you to help. To get involved, contact your local environmental agencies today and see what invasive species programs are available near you.